Hi, beautiful people. Reverend Theresa Garcia, and today I want to talk to you about what I'm going through. And it's really an interesting roller coaster, right? Because I just officially got the message from Kindle that my book is available. And of course I'm excited, right? There's so much joy that comes through and finally completing this thing that I've technically wanted to write since 2009 when my mother died. And so almost 20 years later, right? I didn't officially start writing until like 2020-ish or 2021. I can't remember exactly. But this is a project that's been coming for a long time. And it's so interesting because yesterday, so much fear popped up and I was completely exhausted. Like you could hear it in my voice, right? And I chose to embrace it, just kept reminding myself, no matter what, I'm doing this thing. No matter what, it's going to be released. No matter what, I know it is going to help a lot of people by me airing out all of my shameful behaviors and beliefs and habits. I gift all of the readers with the opportunity to release their shame. Why is that? Because a lot of the things that I've done are being done on a regular basis by many people. And the only reason why they continue in that life is because they believe that there's no other way. Well, I am living proof that no matter what you go through, right? God is eager and excited to use you. However, we have to release the shame, the judgment, the blame, and all of those things that basically keep us in an incoherent state. And remember, we talked about coherence. The heart math is one of the ways that you can measure your coherent state. And so they have a little device that can clip on your ear or your finger, and you do this breathing technique and you can see in real time what your heart rate variable looks like. And if it's really short and jaggy lines, then you're in a state of stress. If they're long and loopy, then you are in a state of coherence. And when you're in a state of coherence, your intuition goes through the roof. I mean, it increases on average around 67%. And just from being in this state. And why this is important is because if you're carrying the baggage of, I don't want to give too much of the book away, but, I was abused sexually and we perpetuated those abuses, not realizing what we were doing as little kids. It started when I was, like 3 or 4 and continued into adulthood, in fact. And because of that, because of those experiences, it shaped my brain in a very different way. So what happens when we're, birth to 3, our brain is like a sponge for the environment that we grow up in, right? And so if you're raised with love and joy and appreciation for your existence, well, you grow up and you have love and joy and appreciation ingrained in your brain, right? That's how you're written. It's your essential core frequency. Now, if you were raised in an environment where there was a lot of struggle, there was a lot of abuse, I have pictures of me smoking marijuana at 3 years old, right? For entertainment, for the people that were watching me. My mom did her best, her absolute best. However, she left us with a lot of really sick and demented people that enjoyed hurting us and found fun in that. And so, my brain was wired for some very different things. And so those experiences played out over and over again. And I talk about it explicitly. Even things like my son's conception story were dang near identical to my mother's, despite the fact that I did not know my true conception story until my 20s. And so, we're repeating these cycles over and over for many generations. And that's why I shared all of those things, because my hope is that people will start talking about the things that brought them shame with their families, so that, when we have kids, or if we already have them, we can say, I went through this experience that was good, bad, or ugly. And because everyone shares the good stuff. It's so easy to share the celebrations, the wins, the beautiful stories, and all of those things. But whatever we're hiding from, whatever happened to us that we're ashamed of, we're holding on to. And if we're holding on to it, it's in our vibrational frequency. And if it's in our vibrational frequency, guess what? I want you to think about our frequency, every thought being like a molecule. And I know I'm making a really gigantic molecule, but I'm just doing this for visualization purposes, right? So every thought, every emotion, every traumatic event, and every single one of our gifts are like these thought forms, and they're attached to us. And all together, cumulatively, all of the forms, which is everything we've experienced, everything that we think, everything that we love, everything that we judge, everything that we shame, everything we feel guilty about, makes up our vibrational frequency in our environment. And that, if you want to consider like a bubble around you, right? And all of these forms are what's creating your reality. And so, when you see a family that has a long line of happy people, then you know why. They have experiences, lifetimes of experiences of joy and peace and happiness and fulfillment. But most people we're seeing having a long line of pain and suffering. And suffering is a choice. Even if we were born into some of the worst environments like I was, I can choose, once I become an adult, to explore what truth really means. What is my real truth? What is my real beliefs? And not the subconscious programming that I grew up with. The more you struggled as a child, the more you felt hurt as a child, the more you have to dig into these subconscious beliefs, because they're affecting every relationship, whether that's people, your job, your money. It's every relationship out there. And so that's why I'm sharing this, because my hope is, let's release the shame. You guys can laugh at me. You guys can, call me names, whatever you want to do. I don't care. What I do know is that the right people are going to hear this message, and it's going to inspire them into action. And Lord knows, I really hope my message gets to as many strippers as possible, because I was a stripper, and I know so many beautiful souls that are caught up in the grind and have exceptional entrepreneurial skills, but are stuck in a system because they believe that that is all they can do. They believe that they have no other skills and they can't build from that. And so, Lord knows, I hope that I get many strippers that read my story so that they can know that they too can do whatever they put their mind to. And it's not just for strippers. I want it for everyone. I just have an affinity for them because they have entrepreneurial skills that are channeled in a darker way that is negatively impacting them. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you have a lovely day, and please like, comment, and share. Bye.